Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I am called to return to continue to speak about the transcendental process, the ascension process to reconnect to our multi-dimensional self. Sometimes we're a bit impatient. I myself a bit impatient. I feel like it's going on forever. But since we are eternal, the universe is not in a hurry, and the whole life, all of life, the whole universe of universes is governed by a law. This law is called the law of evolution. It is unknown by the human population, by the human consciousness, who lives in this dream, this illusion of separation. But everything is connected to all. Everything impacts all. There is no separation in the universe. Although each universe, local universe, is ruled by different laws. When God created those 100,000 local universe within our super universe, each universe was created a law that is perfect, infinitely perfect and eternal. Essentially, this law said that every being and everything must learn, grow, and evolve. Every being, things will transform as well, but things are just extensions of beings. But every being must learn, grow, and evolve. And so God has always the vision of the whole. He always worked for the whole. And so, but yet he's very singular. He's very singularly focused on the fact that he's present with each and every one of us as if we were the only being in creation. He's like 24/7 and so close. He knows all things. He's the only one who knows ourselves better than us, than who we are, because he's never forgotten anything about any of us. So this law of evolution is we live in a magnetic universe. That is, whatever we produce is like we have to produce something to harvest something. Whatever we produce, we'll harvest. And this universe was created on a single point of line that's connected on the vertical axis with a pendulum that swings. And so as we stop the pendulum, we can find the freedom through the vertical axis. But sometimes in the universe of universes, in this universe, there are no material frontier between one local universe to another local universe. And since every universe is created with different laws, they're all unique. They all have their own plan of evolution with their father, mother, God. But sometimes there is space-dwelling civilization that are able to fly from one universe to another. And then they end up in a place where they do not understand the beings that are there because there is a different laws that have governed their evolution. And so that created conflict and wars and all kinds of things. But now we're here to create a great deal of resolution. We have to understand that we have no choice, but this law of evolution will always be part of it. Even if we achieve paradise, we return to the center, the source, and will be sent in new adventure. And new sometimes the adventure, the service will be easy, and sometimes it will be challenging. There will always be things that will assist us in learning and growing. For God cannot change, and is eternal. Who he is will never change. But in the universe, his transmutability is eternal. Transmutability is what makes him immutable. It's transmutability. So this law is like we are part of this law. And all will for there are different principles that that rules over each dimension. When I talk about dimension, it's not about spatial dimension, it's about densities of experience. Like the third dimension is the world where we experience life through our senses, and the ego personality recognize the physical material realm as real. And then the fourth dimension is the research for something far more, that includes all the dreams, the desire, the projections that we, and then the fifth dimension is the plane of connection to the eternal unified field. But each dimension is there is 7 different plateau octaves. Like on a piano, we have different octaves on the piano, and the same thing in the dimension. There is octave. We move into one note and another note and another note until we complete the one octave, and then we move on to the next octave. And then naturally, when we move from one dimension, the lower octave, to the higher octave of one dimension, we move on to the next dimension, and so forth and so on. And so, but each dimension has different understanding of what the laws that governs that dimension is about. So it's like this is only one eternal law, but there are many principles that governs each dimension. A higher law will always cancel out the lower laws in the universe. And science will learn that, and eventually the new laws are going to be revealed. That's going to be canceling all kinds of illusions of science. Well, not illusions, but principles of science that we believe to be true that are not, that can be cancelled by the understanding of a higher truth. And so But there are certain principles that are immutable, that do not change, that can be introduced, and that will be introduced about the law of one. And the first one is the principle of existence. As if you exist, that means you always existed and will always exist in one form or another. You have no choice about that. You are a creator, you are a creation of the creator. And since the God on paradise has decided before they created the universe to create mortal men in their own image, we'll always be creator of our own reality. So this law of existence is like personality will never change, but it will evolve, and personality is a great universal mystery. God is the father of personality, and there's an infinite number of personality. Yet they are not two the same, and through the circuits of personality, the prime creator knows all things that is going on within the mind and consciousness and reality of all created beings that are personal. They are non-personal beings as well. They are pre-personal beings and super-personal beings and all kinds of transcendental beings and all kinds of beings. But we are personal beings. As personal beings, we can communicate with other personal beings. We cannot communicate with super-personal beings. But God is a person, therefore we can communicate with the Creator. And so those principles, this first principle is the principle of existence. Like, we cannot deny we exist. It's like, and we'll always exist. It's like even after we die, we'll continue to exist in another form. The second principle is inclusion. We can never be, they taught us that we are excluded from life, that we need to fight to get what we want. But in truth, we are always included within the one that is all. For life is all inclusive. All inclusive. There is no separation between anything. Although each universe, each planet, each person is regulated by the function of its soul. But this law of inclusion is really understand that all life is included within you. Another principle is the law of cause and effect. Whatever we produce, we'll have to harvest. The law of the circle. So sometimes, because this law is eternal, sometimes beings are producing something in one lifetime and they're harvesting in the next. So we don't really see it from down here. But everything is perfectly, infinitely perfect in relationship to what we need to learn and grow from the choices we made. And this law of evolution will always be perfect, regardless of the choice we made, because it's never I don't know what to do because these choices was made. There is always a proper response to any choice. Then there is the principle of transformation. Everything is an eternal transformation, except the law that does not change, or the source that doesn't change. For there is a part of us that never changed, that is the source, the creator, at the very center of our being. We are immutable, changeless, but everything else is in eternal transformation. It's and then there is the law, and so there is the law of transformation. There is the law of one. All is one and one is all. All beings are the creator. You are the one. Everybody is the one, which is not aware of that. So that's what I'm saying. All those laws are not known yet in the collective consciousness, but all is one and one is all. God is made of God. And then there is the law of grace. The law of grace means that unconditional love and forgiveness free you from karma. If you can be totally forgiven in relationship to yourself or to others, in relationship to anything, you become free from any attachment to anything. It's a work, something we integrate slowly. Same thing with this law of grace is also applied when if you hurt somebody in self-defense. If you're in self-defense, there is no karma because it's self-defense. So you don't have to attract anything to conflict with. Eventually, you want to pass by that and avoid that. But there is this law. Another principle is that it will always be you here and now. You can never be someone else. You can never be not here, and you can never be not now. So it all happens now. To accept who you are, where you are, and all that you are, and from there, to also have an open heart and to be able to be in a receptive mode of your guidance, your guides, your creator, your soul, your spirit, the company of heaven. That is a higher mark of empowerment, the ability to counsel, to receive higher wisdom, higher information, rather than just working from the ego and the mind. It's like that's not a sign of empowerment, although some people will believe that. For it's like so the point of light is always found on a vertical axis. Yet we need to balance out to balance out the higher chakras and the lower chakras, the higher self and our lower self, the higher energy and the lower energy. Because of the origin of my soul and my life plan, for many decades, I was very only involved in those higher planes to integrate those higher planes and the spiritual realm and the cosmic and the galactic and all that. But that left me with a lot of suffering because I neglected my physical lower plane. So now I'm working on balancing it out for that, because when there is too much activity on the upper chakras and then the lower chakras, for the upper chakras are receptive and the lower chakras are creative. The heart chakra is neutral and creates the balance between the two, but the lower chakras have to adapt and balance itself out, what grounds us on the earth, connect to nature for that as much as possible. Nature is a grounding effect, the fifth dimensional energy of nature, which all the trees are already in the fifth dimension, the unified field. And the higher chakras are very active when we work in the higher planes, but the lower chakras have to eventually balance out, so that we feel anchored in both the lower reality and the upper reality. So keep an open heart, and having an open heart means not having to analyze everything, not to having to judge everything or label everything. So it's difficult. It's a process, and to be really in trust of your heart and think of your own well-being. It's important to think about the well-being of the planet, to think of the well-being of others. But if you're neglecting your own well-being, you're not doing yourself a favor, because it's because of your well-being. When you feel totally well, when you take care of your own self, that your frequency is high, that you can actually serve the unified field in the greatest capacity to keep a high frequency. So, and then eventually take care of yourself, but your consciousness will be brought to certain situation or people, and that's which point you can assist and you can do whatever, interact in a positive way with whatever your consciousness leads you to. But taking care of yourself is very essential in order to maintain this high frequency. And so for us to understand, the source is a higher self, and is the higher self of all living being creatures throughout all universe of universes and time, just as is the oversoul of all beings. It's like beyond is the oversoul of our oversoul, just as the supreme being is the oversoul of the grand universe, the seven super universe, just as the ultimate God, the ultimate, is the oversoul of the master universe, which will be the future transcendental universe in the infinite expansion of the cosmic reality. So it's like there's many parts of ourselves we can already address from within down here, but also to balance out this higher and lower, to take care of this physical reality is very important. Sometimes we're a little bit in a hurry to get on with our path, as I see for myself. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Just continue to be at peace, to be relaxed, to be to rest and recuperate, to do things that makes you feel good. The card of the day is the crossroads. Is sometimes we have to make a right, sometimes we have to make a left. So it's like crossing, and sometimes there are people that cross our path that create significant change. There is no accident in the cosmos. There is no random. Sometimes there is things that we can call random, but there are always cause for everything, and providence is very important. So sometimes it's better to make the wrong choice and to figure out it is the wrong choice and create a course correction than make no choice at all, because then we don't know what's the right choice. So so mistakes are really how we grow and evolve. It's like we learn, grow, and evolve from our mistakes. So I'm going to finish with a song and pull a few oracles at the end. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And I'm very grateful for your support. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. My paintings are drying. I've been painting some abstract painting, which I never thought I would do, but I guess it's part of the range of to address every aspect of painting. It's like something I really enjoy to do. I've been doing that for 30 years, painting over 30 years, and my landscapes are moving forward to landscapes. When I finish with a song, it's a song that talks about the vulnerability of romantic love. It's called Ring of Fire. It goes like this. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a firing ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child, oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Sometimes we can burn our wings, but it's part of the process. We have to learn and grow, and relationship and love, romantic love. Yet the sacred fire will never burn. It will only burn what's negative within ourselves to align us with our light body. And well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Did I pour some cards? I'm going to pour some cards with that. Mix them well. They're mixed. So the card of the day is reparation. We need to repair. There's so much about my life. I see. I need to repair, to balance out. It's mostly. It's not about the spiritual or my spirituality or that. It's more about my physical life, my material life. I really have to be in a receptive mode, I guess, to receive and to be ready to initiate, to do what I can to initiate this to get the resources to assist me in reparation. And so the highest wisdom is family. For in the future will be only one family. We'll all be connected. We'll all be in the support of each other. We won't be in the judgment and competition. Yet family right now, it's about family. Those who you feel a soul connection to, you feel a deep connection. What we need to understand is revelation. The highest revelation will not come from the news or the media or the political stage or the revelation of this or that. It will come from understanding who you are as a soul, as a spirit, your history, your galactic memories, your the spiritual memories, your understanding the deep revelation. So pay attention to your dreams. Do not pay attention to the nightmares. Sometimes there is certain nightmares. We just let them pass. But sometimes there are beautiful dreams that can impact you, be revelation in relationship to your own. And the intuition and the meditation and all, it comes. Those are the most powerful revelation. It's about who we are, where we are, all that we are as a soul and spirit. What we need to do is complementarity, to continue to complement the world, to bring resolution, to bring healing, to bring enlightenment in all the situation, and to attract all the people that can complement us in the realization of our dreams and desire. And the outcome will be a higher hand into the intervention of God. This kind of judgment will come as this point. There will come a point where the divine intervention will come as a natural. Is to allow that as well, to allow the higher self to become and to become instrument, to allow the higher self to become the dominant force on the planet. Once the Christ consciousness, the Sophia Christos consciousness becomes dominant in all human beings on the planet, we'll move into a paradise reality for all. So it's like a slow process. Just be patient with yourself, be patient with others, continue to cultivate that which makes you feel good, your own well-being, and align with whatever your soul and your spirit is guiding you to do that, to do each and every day. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Salat.